Rural Americans deserve access to the best of what our nation has to offer, especially health care. Across every state and every community, America's rural hospitals are the first line of defense, protecting our families, neighbors, and loved ones. No matter where you live, hospital care doesn't clock out. They're there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Each year, America's over 5,000 hospitals care for millions of patients, providing 24/7 emergency care, delivering babies, cancer treatments, and other life-saving care that patients rely on. Behind every one of those patients are doctors, nurses, and caregivers working tirelessly to keep people healthy and safe. Hospitals are our community's lifelines. They employ our neighbors and keep our families healthy. But now, some in Congress are threatening access to care. Tell Congress, protect patient care to keep America strong. Don't cut rural health care.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Taxi.
Okay, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Iran bombing Tel Aviv as we speak. I'm watching smoke rise above Tel Aviv. My friend Bo Dietl telling me this morning that Petah Tikva, a missile did get through at around 5:14 our time. Trey Yingst is back with the helmet on and sirens blaring in the rock background. They just keep coming. They just keep coming. I got this message. I swear to God, folks, millions of messages. 1.1 now. No, I'm just so you know. Michelle Caracas is one of our longtime listeners from day one with me and Bernard. She said, Sydney, your voice is so needed right now. I can't believe what I hear. People are upset because the president bombed Iran and took out that sick son of a bitch. I'm 63 years old. I remember 1979. I don't have to tell you this, but stay strong, stay loud, stay very loud. We need you. I got a lot of these. I'm not going anywhere. But watching these videos in Israel is tough to watch. So I told you the story about Bo. He goes to see Trump and Rubio. He's a big deal. He's on the Homeland Security Committee. And he's walking into the Oval Office. It used to be called the Oral Office when Bill Clinton was president, of course. But he's walking into the Oval Office. And Mamdani, he was there last week, you remember, that was the day. He was walking out. And if you're curious, if you didn't read the New York Daily News, if there was any exchange between my man Bo and Mr. Mayor, he's going to tell you about it right now. Bo Dietl, welcome back to the show, buddy. How are you?
Well, thank you very much. To say I was surprised, I was peed in my pants. He walks out, and first of all, what a day, Thursday. We'll get into that. And let people remember one thing as this war is going on. Don't forget 9/11, because if this Ayatollah, whatever the hell he is, Khomeini, if they had an atomic bomb, they would have put it in there. Don't forget when the Japanese, we knew they were going to attack us, but we let them attack us. We don't have to wait and get slaughtered because they want America dead. All you people that are worrying about what's going on now, we had to react because otherwise we would have been hit, and everybody said, I don't know, how did that happen? How did that happen? All right, let's get back to the White House. What a day. What a day. That day started for me in the Homeland Security with Angie Giuliani and some other people from Homeland Security talking about the FIFA Cup and about security and all that. Then, well, I don't want to jump around too much, but all of a sudden we were talking about as far as what's happening with the shutdown, with the Secret Service, the TSA, the Coast Guard. People don't understand this shutdown. This shutdown is not affecting ICE. It's funded already. All this is the Democrats messing with Trump, upset with Trump, and this is the safety. Remember when Homeland Security was started? People, don't forget, that was started after 9/11, after we were attacked. So we put this group together so we don't get attacked, so we have the information. And that's what it's all about. So all these Democrats are voting against funding. Hey, guys, you know what? You want to see us get attacked again? Keep it up. All right, let's go to the White House. First of all, I walked around the West Wing there. It's just so funny to have the pictures along the alleyway there, along the hallway. And where President Trump's photographs there, all the portraits are there. And next to Dead Brain, you know what he has in the portrait? He had the electronic pen.
I know, Joe Biden, the auto pen. I saw that too. I know.
All right, so now I'm sitting right outside the Oval Office. First Kash Patel comes out of there. And I've met Kash Patel. I met him a couple of times. And all of a sudden, he looked like he put his finger in his socket. He looked very concerned. I said, how you doing? I didn't realize he was coming out of the Oval Office after he found out he was being tapped and his lawyers were being tapped, and Susie Wiles was being tapped. Her phone was being tapped along with it. So I saw them come out of there, and now I'm looking at all these senators. Now I met these senators over the years and all that. They were all coming in, going into another room. Next thing is, who walks out? The surprise of my life, Mondumi. He comes out, and all of a sudden I get up, Sid. I put my finger right in his face, and I said, listen to me. I live in New York City my whole life. I love this city. Don't F, I can't use the F word. Don't F with the cop. Put my finger right in his face. And then I'm going like this. You're the luckiest man in the world. I said, New York City is the greatest city in the world. You got lucky. You're the mayor. I tell you again, don't F with the cop. Bo, all he did was that stupid smile. And he didn't know how to take me because now I'm right outside the Oval Office with the president in the next room. So he's probably saying, this psychopath is yelling at me outside the Oval. I didn't really care. So now,
so he said nothing. All he did was maintain that stupid smile. He had nothing to say to you, right? Nothing.
Nothing. He didn't have the balls to say a word. All he did was that smile. Ooh, those teeth. I like to hit those teeth. So all he did was smile. And he had no comeback because there is no comeback, you fool. You don't even know what you're doing. You're a kid in a candy store. You don't know what you're doing. Now, here comes the biggie. All of a sudden they go, the president's going to see you now, Bo. So I walk in there, and he says, Bo, you look good. I go, I look good. I look old. I don't look good. I look old. So we sit down. We start small talking about when we played golf with the Black Swan and all that. Small talk. Next thing is, we were talking, and he says to me, Bo, what do you think about Iran? Should we go in? I said, Mr. President, go in tomorrow. I said, and it's like a fight. You punch a guy in the face, he's on the ground. Keep kicking him. Don't let him up. Smash him down. He just smiled at me. So now it's continuing on. And I went there for an idea. I said, with all this negativity with ICE and what happened in Minnesota, which we all agree it wasn't right. But we make mistakes. We pulled them out. That's fine. Here's my idea, because Christy Noem was talking about self-deporting, and people self-deported without criminal records, have no criminal records. Their families live here. I said, let's bring back maybe 500 or 1,000 people who self-deported, went and done what we asked them to do, and bring them back. The president goes, what a great effing idea, Bo. So next thing is, I'm sitting there with him with small talking. Next thing is, I get up like I'm going to go. He goes, no, you stay here, Bo. So all these senators come in there, Rubio, Secretary of State Rubio, Lindsey Graham, Kramer, McCormick, Cotton, everybody comes in.
Nice.
And I'm standing next to the president, and the first thing I say, so the president says, tell him your idea. So I tell him the idea, and they're all nodding. All of a sudden, Rubio's standing next to me. I said, I tell you what, why don't we go into Cuba next? Senator Rubio, he goes like, they see Mr. President, Bo wants to go into Cuba. So it was unbelievable the afternoon, and I just was so thrilled to be with this great president. And again, this is a tough pill to swallow, what we're doing right now. But let's think about what the alternative would have been, because you know darn well that if they had a nuclear bomb and they could put it in our city or they could put it in Israel, they would have done it, Sid. So I mean,
no doubt. Yeah. That's why when people say it wasn't imminent, well, you're wrong. Marco Rubio said yesterday it was imminent because they're very, very close to completing that. And there's no question they'll use it. And it's not just about the nuclear bomb, which, of course, is the most dangerous. They're ballistic missiles. I mean, is anybody watching what's going on in Israel besides me? People are dying there every day. Saturday, dead people in Tel Aviv. Sunday, scores of dead people in Jerusalem. The last 2 days, they hit them again. These are ballistic missiles. These are not the same missiles, folks, that they were shooting out of Gaza when the war started in 2023. Those were nothing. Those were little baby bombs. These things are the size of apartment buildings. Exactly right, Bo.
And also, right now, our Arab friends there, they're getting attacked. Everybody's getting attacked. This is a lunatic society, and this is lunatic society has to be removed. It's a cancer, and you got to cut it out. You can't give chemo to these people. You got to cut it out and get rid of it. And you know what? Again, I keep going back to Homeland Security. Why was it formed? When the attack on 9/11, when you were here with me, 9/11, the fact is we put this together for the safety.
Listen, I got a great story about that, too, because we put it together. Bo was right after 9/11. And the guy they put in charge initially was a man out of Pennsylvania named Tom Ridge. And
great guy.
Great guy. And Bill White, who now is President Trump's ambassador to Brussels, he was running the Intrepid those days. And the Imus show, we're doing the show on the Intrepid, me, my partner, God rest his soul, Bernie, Lou, Bo, you know the whole crew, Imus. Yeah. And it's 2 months after 9/11. Tom Ridge is on the phone with Imus. Tom Ridge, the man, the very first man to lead DHS. And that's when the plane crashed 6 blocks away from my house in Bell Harbor. And I went to Imus and I said, I-Man, I think we're under attack again. He literally said he goes, Tom, you may want to check this out. I think we're under attack. And he hung up the phone. But that was the guy, Tom Ridge. And he was on with us quite a bit, Bo, as you know, back in 2001 when all this started. And now we're about to commemorate 25 years. And you've got a mayor, and these Democrats are killing me on Twitter. They've all tweeted me the last 2 days. De Blasio, Hochul, scores of them. You've got a mayor who did a podcast with Hassan Piker, who said America deserved 9/11, didn't say a word about it, who took selfies in the street with a cleric who was a co-conspirator in the 93 World Trade Center bombing and says it with does it with no remorse. And I'm the bad guy? How was that, Bo?
Well, everything you say. And here's a little bit of support for what you say. We got this mayor, Mondami. Okay, it's dangerous to have Homeland Security not funded in New York City. We're on high alert. You know, we got sleeper cells. We don't know what the hell is out there. Mondami doesn't even have federal security clearance. They didn't even give it to him because he's a socialist, whatever the hell he is. And now all of a sudden you have no respect from the NYPD with this snowball bull crap. And now he wants to cut $600 billion from the NYPD budget. 75% of the voters in Manhattan with this anti-cop DA brag. This is what we have in this great city, and we have it leading with this moron. And I tell you want to come after me, Mondami? I tell you what, I'm an older man. I'm an older man, but I'll tell you right now. You want? I'll go on that. Let's do one of those things in the pier. I'll go in the ring with you. I'm 75 years old, you punk. I'll go in the ring. We'll have this smash at the pier. I would love to take this guy out. We'll put 16-ounce gloves on, okay? So I don't rip your face apart, okay? You are a bad guy, and what's going to happen in this city, it's going to happen. And you're going to go with that stupid smile. When I put my finger in your face to leave the cops alone, all you're going to do is sit there and smile. You're not going to know what the hell to do. And all these people around you, it looks like the Star Wars scene with all your commissioners. Listen, you know what was great? The UN on Saturday, that moron from Iran there. Oh, they're killing women and children.
I know. Where
were you?
Yeah.
Where were you?
Yeah.
When 30,000 people got killed.
Right, in the streets.
Last 2 weeks with the demonstrations.
Well, the best part about that was, and thank you for another amazing appearance, Bo, just amazing, was Danny Danone's response to Bo's point. The Iranian gentleman, I use that word loosely, he spoke first, and then Danny Danone from Israel spoke, and he wiped the floor with that Iranian guy. Bo Dietl, you're amazing. People love this segment. You know that, Bo. They love it. Tuesdays at this time, Bo Dietl. Nobody comes with more energy, more passion. My man Bo was sitting in the Oval Office with President Trump last week, and Rubio and Graham and all these power brokers, because that's Bo Dietl, one of the great New Yorkers and one of the great Americans we've ever had. Thank you, Bo. We'll take a break. Nomi's got the news. 3 more great guests coming. Vicky Paladino's coming up next hour. She's also under fire for her Mamdani criticism from the city council. They're all going to be mad at her now, Sandy, Nurse, and all these losers, because she's coming on this show. She's coming on at 9:30, and then coming up after Noam with the news, a great 8 o'clock hour, we're going to talk to Jim Jordan, the amazing congressman out of Ohio, and Sarah Palin live in Alaska. All that coming up.
If you're looking to create, grow, and sustain your wealth, download and subscribe to the Pain Points of Wealth podcast at BeBullish.com with Bob, Ryan, and Chris Payne. It's your podcast for market insights, money tips, and real talk on the economy.
Download and subscribe
at BeBullish.com.